you need, once the record is created, you need that record ID, then go with the second approach. Okay. Third approach, you have values all in your hand. You don't need the record ID to be stored. Then you can go with the third approach. So if you want to print the record ID, system dot debug of ID a1 dot ID. Okay. Here also you can use system dot debug of a dot ID. Okay, but in the third approach you cannot get the ID of the record because you're not storing any resulted value somewhere. Okay, these are the three ways you are having the records. Go ahead and write down this one. Syntaxes, ways, all the things. You just note down as your understanding. The record. How can we update the record? Let's write some code for that. Okay. You know this, when you are working with the data loader or let's say import widgets, uh, what is important to update the record? ID is very much important. So a dot ID equals to, you have to give the ID of that record. Say I have this one. ID will be here. Copy that ID. Then instead of insert, see what happens if you try to insert a record which is having ID. ID means it's unique, the record is exist. When you try to insert a call, say this first exception on row 0 with ID, first error, invalid field for insert or update, cannot specify ID for an insert call. Means when you are inserting a record, that means new record. New record should not have ID. Right? If you give the ID, it will throw the error. When you are updating the record and if you don't give the ID, then it will throw the error again. There is first exception on row 0. First error, missing argument. Means ID not specified in the update call. ID is important. So this is how you have to understand this. Now instead of account 3, I'm giving 5. Instead of yes, giving no. Execute. It will be executed. Okay, now if you see, refresh, account 5, it's already there, updated. X account 5, then this is no. Okay, then for deleting the record also, ID is required. Only ID is enough. You don't need to worry about others. Okay, so use this. I'm giving in combination. One is like this and another one like that. Use this. Remove all. Directly you can perform delete here. Even update also you can perform in the same order. Okay, three ways you have, I have already explained, right? First one basic, second one just need to post the values directly. Here also you can post direct, execute, delete. That can be deleted. And when you refresh this, it will throw the error that record does not exist. Something. Unfortunately, there was a problem. Means record is deleted. Now, let's say use undelete. Same way, delete. Again, refresh. Means if the record is in the recycle bin, if you undelete it, it will be undeleted. If it is not in the recycle bin, it will throw the error. Okay, so that's how insert, update, delete, and delete works. Any questions on this? For delete and delete, we just need to pass only ID. That's enough. For delete and delete. Okay. For update, also ID is required. Then you can have your own values to be set there. Okay. Now, how to create 10 records or 100 records if I ask you to write a program to insert 10 records. Okay. So usually list should be declared like this, list of. When I was saying about DML operations, you might have noted down insert syntax, insert object or list of objects. Semicolon. Insert or update or delete, whatever it is. Insert, update, delete or undelete. You can perform on the single object or list of objects only. I'm not saying anything set or map. It's only list. If you want to perform DML operation, that should be performed on individual record or list of records. Means if the record is in the list, then it will be in this list of account. Means this is the data type. Okay, each and every class or a subject will looks like as a one data type. Okay, that is user defined data types. 20. That's why if you see the syntax in any of the developer console, I mean Apex developer guide, they will say this T. T means type. They are not saying data type, right? So list A ACC accounts equals to new list of, you can declare like this. You can give anything like student or whatever it is, you can give. Okay. Now I want to add the records. Accounts dot add up new account of name equals to account 1. You can give like this. I hope you understand the syntax. I'm not doing anything, just so whatever the third approach you are having, that third approach I'm passing. Or what you can do is simply, oh, you understand this account, account A equals to this, then that account you can add here, right? So what it is doing, it is trying to create a record and storing in the variable A. That variable A we are storing here. Same as like numbers or strings. The same what I'm trying to do, instead of creating the object and storing in separate variable, I'm directly adding the same line of statement in the add method. That means it creates the record and add to this accounts list. That's it. Okay. You can use any number of records like this one. Then finally, if you perform insert of accounts, okay, then it inserts two records but one DML statement. Okay, so you have already seen this debug block. 150 DMLs are only allowed. So always try to perform DML operations on the list of records only. Okay, now you can execute this. Account 2, account 1. Okay, this is how it inserts. Let's say if I ask you to write a program to insert 100 records, how can you write that? Can someone write that name should be account 1, account 2, account 3, that? Only by hand people are there.
Only using for loop we can actually.
Integer I equals to 1, I less than or equals to 100, I plus plus. I'm giving like this one. Then use accounts dot add of new account of name equals to I test account 1. Remove this. After adding 100 accounts out of
plus I
use insert
plus ing.
yes. Okay. Now here account 1, account 2, account 3 till 100 records will be created and inserted. This is how you have to perform. You need to create, if you want to create more records, use this for loop or something based on the record. Try this. Use this till 100. Okay. So this simple, very simple programs, just small logic. Let's see this 4 lines of code. That's it. No more lines, only 4 or 5 lines of code it is there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, including brackets also, 5 lines of code. Just need to understand the logic, how to add, that's it. Okay, so try this, creating the records, inserting the records, updating the records. Then we'll go with list set map values there. Okay, how to use this map and everything in the real-time scenarios, I'll explain this later. Any questions till now? Whether you can pause the recording, stop it, stop the recording.